Hello, welcome to Paleo Greenbird. I'm Greenbird, and today is going to be a Flintknapping video, and I'm going to be doing something that I am not very good at.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
My good friend Dave Tenbears was kind enough to send me his handcrafted Indirect Percussion tool. I've used it a time or two, and yeah, it's going to be quite the learning curve for me. This is not what I'm used to. I'm used to taking nice big billets and hammerstones and just smacking on rock and watching it flake. This is a much more delicate process, but I really want to learn it. One, because I just really want to learn it, and two, because I've seen people like him and Jack Crafty and other people that become good at it, or people that use like rockers, which are something completely different. I won't talk about that now. But they get really, really thin points. And one of the reasons I wanted to learn it is because I figured, you know, what if I'm in an environment where I don't have access to billets? Maybe I don't even have access to hammerstones. Maybe all I have is like a little tiny antler tine or whatever it is. You know, it's just one more skill set that I can have, that I can use if I ever need to. And if you watched my intro video, that's really what this channel is all about. So if you're looking for something nice and exciting, then you probably should shut this video off and, you know, maybe go take a walk in the woods or go find some birds to talk to. But Dave, I hope you watch this video so you can tell me what I could be doing better. And if you're new to Indirect Percussion, I don't know, maybe you'll find this video interesting. The weather's really weird right now. It keeps going from really, really sunny and nice to super cloudy, windy, overcast. I think, I don't know why it keeps changing so much, but I think we're getting some of the after effects of some of the storms.
2 hours later.
But anyway, I thought I'd take this preform that I made the other day. I made a flintridge preform earlier today. It's much larger though, and I didn't want to take a chance on breaking it and wasting it, so I thought I'd take this biface. It's not even really a preform, it's still really a biface at this point. It's still pretty thick. I thought I would try and reduce that down.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
See what I can make happen. Maybe some of you can tell me what I could do better. I think I'm going to zoom the camera in just a bit more. There we go. That way you can really see the tool at work and the stone. That I'll be using for my, I don't know what they call it, but for what I'm going to be hitting the tool with, I'm using this solid copper bopper. This thing will last you like 11 lifetimes. You could buy one of these and like 20 generations later, they'll still have it. It's real heavy, so I thought maybe that'd be good because I wouldn't have to put quite as much force behind it, so I could try and stay a little more controlled. I don't know if that thinking is correct or not, but that's what I've been doing. I might try a wooden handle of some sort. I know, Dave, you use a old hammer handle sometimes. I did try a piece of wood. It just seemed like it was a little bit too light, so I'm going to go back to using something heavier. First time I did this, I think I was wrenching this in my leg too much, because the back underside of my leg was all like just sore and it hurt. The last time I did this, I actually did not. I'm not gripping as tight with my leg, and it doesn't hurt as bad. My insert here is sliding a little bit, so I may have to hammer that down a little more, but I'm just going to go with it for now. I have a terracotta pot underneath my foot that I'm using to kind of elevate it a little bit, because I'm using a chair, not a bucket, so I'm a little bit higher off the ground. And let's stop talking and start smacking some rock. So I'm going to grind like I always do. My concern is that this is kind of a rounded preform, so I'm concerned that maybe all I'm going to do is just make it smaller and still round, but I'm going to try and focus on the same things I do when I'm using percussion, Always thinking about shape and center line and what my next platform is. I do think, though, as much as I hate to do it, I have kind of a cut here that I'm nursing. I'm going to use a cut-proof glove. You can make fun of me in the comments all you want. I hate using these. I feel like I can't feel anything. Can't tell where my platforms are. Well, there's that wind. But I'm going to do it just because I don't want to take a chance on smacking that and opening it up. It's not big, but it's kind of deep. I don't know when I'll post this video related in comparison to when I post the other video, but you'll see in the video when I cut myself. Looks like I'm being a big baby, but trust me, it's deeper than it looks. So, I got a platform right here. I'm going to line it up. A little bit of an angle, a little bit of pressure, and I'm going to hit it. Oh, that was actually a decent flake. Look at that. Maybe I'll take that flake. Show you. So that's the size flake that it took off. Better than what I'm used to. This Flintridge is also, you know, really high quality. I hope I don't destroy it. It's real buttery. When you get Flintridge, sometimes it's a little bit grainier than other times. This is really smooth and glassy. It doesn't have those colors running through it like the Nethers does, but it flakes really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep my finger under here for a little bit of support. Just a little bit. I'm not going to press on it because I'll stop my flake from traveling. Just a little bit of support. Get my platform. And do absolutely nothing. Oh, no, I didn't. I thought I didn't do anything, but look at that. I actually got a good flake. Created a terrible hinge. So that tells me I angled it down too much. So what it did was it was too much energy into the stone and not enough energy plucking away from the stone. So the next flake I take, oh yeah, 2 steps. Look at that. I've never seen that before. 2 hinges. That's crazy. Usually it's either a hinge or a step. It's 2 hinges. Check that out. Excuse me. So I'm going to keep my angle a little bit flatter, which is what I see most people doing, so I probably should have done that to begin with. Still going to go a little bit high on my platform. I'm not going to go right to the edge. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of inward pressure. I said that weird. Pressure. Yeah, much better flake. I think I'm actually getting a little better at this. But boy, I'm going to have to do something to clean up the... I may have to actually use direct percussion to clean up that hinge. I don't know if I can do that with this technique. But I'm having fun. Finding some platforms. I think I kind of like this terracotta pot. Raises up a little bit. I'm not scooping down as low and trying to figure out what I'm doing. It's a little more familiar. Keep it a little more flat again. There we go. Got a good flake. Not as long as the last one, but it was decent. Oh yeah. It's not a bad flake. Maybe I'll take some of my points that I've made and try and thin them out a little bit. Huh, where do we go next though? My center line is real wonky. So what I'm going to do is instead of going back to a billet like I normally would do, I'm going to take a hammerstone. That's what Dave does. It doesn't work good for him, so why wouldn't it work good for me? Right, Dave? Now, when using a hammerstone, one thing I've noticed is it's very tempting to really like grip it. Still want to give it that light support, or your flakes won't drive. All you'll do, see that nice flake? hammerstone. There's that nice flake. Yeah, that was a nice sound. Hear that sound. I'm going to try and take out that hinge, I think, if I can. No, probably not. I have to control myself, because otherwise I'm just going to have fun using this hammerstone until there's nothing left but a point. I really want to do this indirect. I don't have as much experience with hammerstones, but boy are they fun. Alright, so. And this is actually a hammerstone that I got from Dave. Dave Tenbarris. Alright, do it. Let's do it. Ooh, that was a big flake. It went flying, but I'm not going to chase it. And that was one of the big things that I was concerned about when I started doing this, is that even though I was taking flakes off, I really was not getting that scar pattern that every flint knapper wants. But let me show you this when I'm done. Okay. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm getting a nice scar pattern. Before, what I was doing is just kind of chipping off the edges, getting short flakes. Kind of like, I don't know, short finishing flakes. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on today, but apparently something's clicked a little. Maybe it's this magical terracotta pot I'm using. I know there's a lot of jokes right there, but I won't say them. Okay. It's a big thick spot down here. I think maybe I'm getting a little too brave. Try it again. There we go. Can't take me anywhere. I don't even know if I need this leather pad. It's not really doing anything, is it? Yeah, that change in angle, I think, is really helping me. See, when you're using direct percussion, I feel like you need a lot more inward. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't make sense because you shouldn't, but I feel like when I'm doing percussion, instead of being flat, I need to have that, a little bit more of that angle. Maybe it's just the way the billet comes in. Maybe it's because I'm hitting inward. Maybe I'm not realizing it. I'm hitting inward and downward at the same time. You know, it's the pressure that you're putting on there. But, and oh, look at that, it was a beautiful flake. And I think it was because I improved my support on the bottom. I think this is actually helping me maybe figure out a little bit how I can give you some advice, Dave Tenbarris, on your direct percussion, because I'm starting to see the differences here. I didn't think it would be so different. Oh yeah, another nice big flake. Most of it fell apart, but there's still a bunch of it there. Huh. did get myself a little bit of a step. Hey, kind of new at this. All right, so this side is getting a little bit thinner than the other side. So maybe stop being all excited about my minimal success.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I can get back to the business here. So I have a step right here, if you can see that. I have a little bit of a platform there. I know I can take that with percussion. I don't know what's going to happen with indirect, but we're going to find out right now. I'm going to go a little bit further in than I normally would because I want a deeper flake, and it seems like what I'm figuring is that instead of angling it, that doesn't seem to be making the flake drive any further. It seems to be more about how far inward up on the platform I put it. That seems to make a difference on how far the flake drives, so let's just see here. I'm going to give a little bit of support with my finger. I'm wearing this stupid glove so I can barely feel anything at all, but whatever. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I'm really impressed with myself. I know most of y'all are probably looking at this being like, yeah, whatever. But I don't know why. I'm glad I put the camera on today because this is the most success that I've had with indirect percussion yet. I can see I'm going to be hooked on this. But I still like direct percussion. Something about just smacking a stone, watching it flake into pieces. Especially the pieces that you want them to flake into. I'll never give that up. Oh yeah. I'm thinking maybe that what's helping me today is the elevation of the tool. Because I was sitting on a bucket like Dave does and other people do, and I feel like I was napping so low. It just wasn't comfortable for me. And for me, doing a lot of percussion and hammerstone work, I'm used to being up high, which is good because you can see better. It's kind of bad because the dust goes in your face and it's not quite as healthy. I think maybe this terracotta pot raising my knee up. My knee is probably about parallel with my pecs, the pocket of my shirt. It's probably about almost parallel. Not quite. It's probably about the line of my knee probably hits about the middle to the top part. Probably babbling, but.
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking.
So now I see another platform. I'm actually starting to leave myself platforms, which is pretty cool. I feel like I should grind this though. I'm not sure how important grinding is. You can let me know, but intuitively, I feel like grinding always helps. Oh yeah, nice long flake again. Most of it's gone, but still I'm left with that. These are much longer flakes than I've ever taken with indirect percussion. I'm excited. This is why it's good to try new things. Ooh, huge flake. Those are all the pieces of that flake. I think for the first time I'm getting flakes that are comparable to what I can, well, maybe not what I can get with percussion, but close to it. I have a feeling once these get real thinner, I'm going to take some of my real thin preforms and I'm going to see if I can get them down to like potato chip thin. I don't even care if I break them. all practice. Alright. So I am napping intuitively though. I'm still looking for platforms. You know, what's comfortable for me. And then adding the use of this tool. Yeah, nice. Not getting those step fractures that I was getting before. I'm almost tempted to take this glove off too, because I don't think I've gotten anything that's trying to bite me. And I hate this glove. It's hot, it's bulky, it's completely unnatural. I think another thing I'm doing too is I feel like maybe the tool is a little further in. I think maybe last time I had the tool a little too far out. One thing I am noticing is I'm getting a lot of flakes and debris in my shoe. So hopefully nobody steps on that. Because anytime anybody in my house gets a piece of rock stuck in their foot, I hear about it over and over. Okay, so again, I'm taking. You can see this thick spot there. I don't know if I'm zoomed in enough. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more. That way you can really see what I'm doing and how to help me. So, oh yeah, that's way better. I should have had the whole video like that. Alright, so I've got this thick spot right in the middle here. Can't see because of these big giant Mickey Mouse gloves, but you can see it right in here. There's a bit of a platform. It's not a great one, but I kind of feel like you can cheat your platforms a little bit with this style too. So I'm still going to support the tip, support the base. My middle finger is going to be under where I'm striking. Not under to where I hit it, but just supporting that flake. There we go. Nice flake. Nice flake. That's not even the whole flake. Done with that glove. As long as I don't hit this and break it open again, I'm fine. It's actually healed up pretty good. Better than I thought. That's one of the good things about getting cut when you're flintnapping is that it's so sharp that a lot of times it heals 3, 4, 5 times as fast as it normally would. I'm going to do some shaping here. That's what I'm going to do now. Still having a hard time keeping the tool where it needs to be. It'll come in time. That side again. Oops. That time I moved I didn't have a good solid grip on my platform. So I'm kind of glad that, look at that flake. Got myself a step, but much better flakes. Hopefully I can come back and I can fix those steps. We'll see, maybe not. So you guys, I don't know if there's anything I'm doing that you think I should be doing differently or better, but I would be absolutely delighted to hear it. I'm pretty happy that I didn't just destroy this platform. I mean, this preform. I came into this thinking, you know what? I could just be sacrificing this preform. Oh yeah. Actually getting thinning flakes. I've never gotten thinning flakes before. I haven't smashed my fingers yet. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Tip's a little thick, so let's see what we can do about that. Now, I'm not going to drag this video out. You know, this isn't like a how-to. This is a watch me kind of do something I'm not really great at. Have fun making fun of me. Oh yeah, that's a really good thin flake. I actually almost did cut myself on that. And I would have been delighted to bleed on that one. So now I chickened out on that next one because of that. And this is really nice. These platforms are very forgiving with indirect, I've noticed. I need to fix that tip broke. You can almost use just the edge itself as a platform, it seems like. Although I don't have a point yet, so I shouldn't talk. Get rid of that thick spot at the front there, on the tip. Eesh. Wonder if I should make myself a platform. See how that, get that booger on the tip? Gotta figure out how to get rid of that. So, I know what I would do if I'm using percussion, so I'm going to try to apply that same philosophy. I might have to zigzag that off. That might be too much to try and make a platform on this side. Get my finger on that one. Keep that finger back. There we go. There we go. I think I got it. Sort of. This is really an interesting style of flintknapping. Very strange. Definitely takes some getting used to. So I still have kind of a round preform, but it's definitely thinner than it was. So that's what it looks like right now. It's got that. This is definitely the thick spot. So I'm going to work on that first because obviously, you know, that's not even. I gotta get rid of that. But before I even try and shape that, I need to thin that thick spot down a little bit. So let's just take some little nibbles. Flake. Getting a bit rained on. That's alright. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, that takes some really nice thinning flakes. So, sorry for the most boring video ever, but I'm having a great time. And I'm going to probably watch this video 150 times. So I can be like, oh, that's what I did wrong. Oh, that's what I do next time. I'm kind of like, I think I'm still rounding this off though. I need to stop giving into the temptation of that tip and get to the rest of the point. But even if this ends up being a small point, I can tell this is going to be pretty thin. And if you've watched my videos, you know I don't necessarily like those paper thin points. Not that I don't like them, but I just don't think they're necessary. I think they're great to do and have fun and kind of show off a little bit. But first time you shoot them in dust. But that being said, I know that my points can be a lot thinner than they are and still be functional. So all in all, I think this was a good day.
It's the best day ever.
Had a little bit more success than I thought I was going to have. I still have my piece of Flintridge. I love this stuff. It's one of my favorite rocks. So let's go back to the grinder. I've been kind of neglecting the grinder a little bit. I think, even though this is still... Well, no, I want to get a shape out of it before we stop. I like the fact that that one side is so much wider than the other. Although that's, the side that's wide is the side that has the step on it. That's not good. Because that means I'm working into that step, which is never a good idea. I don't know, maybe with indirect I can take it out somehow. The black magic of indirect. I feel like I'm adjusting my tool way too much. I don't know what that means. Probably means I just don't have a good grip on it. Maybe I need to bring this terracotta pot back a little bit. Yeah, oh yeah, that feels better. That's exactly what that was. And I have been known to make points that do have steps in them. If you can still sharpen them, they're still pretty deadly. And that step fracture is not damaging the integrity of your point, then I don't care, I'll live with it. It's not pretty, and it kind of shows that it's screwed up, but I still get a point out of it. Getting something out of this. I got that other step on the other side too. Alright, well this is just a practice point, right? Don't forget my support. I almost forgot my support there. Ooh, I almost blew off that hinge. That was pretty cool. Didn't quite do it, but it almost did. And you can really get some long thinning flakes with this technique. Longer than what I had expected. I wasn't able to get the same amount of length in the thinning flakes as I could with direct, but some of these are going halfway across or more. So if you get good at this, you could really make some good points just using indirect percussion. easy. You do get kind of, I've noticed, smaller platforms or smaller secondary platforms and deltas from Indirect. So I think grinding is important. I don't know. So let's just finish shaping this up so that we can end this video. It's been going forever, hasn't it? Zigzag it a little bit. Not zigzagging for the platforms. I'm just zigzagging for the sake of keeping my center line uniform. Let's take a look at this point. I think it's adjusting over here too. I guess maybe I shouldn't be so concerned about adjusting and just stay focused on learning the technique. Yeah, that tip has got to come in. Yeah, you can do this right off the finger too. I don't know, when I first did this, years ago, I tried it. I was bloodying up my fingers like no one's business, but for some reason with this tool, I think it's just a better tool than what I was using. I can still nap right off my finger. Get that same support, run those flakes. Oop, that was bad. That was just a bad strike. I hit before I really had my platform set up. Yeah, I'm still a little clumsy at this. I'm trying to fix this and I'm just kind of making it worse. I think I should probably just focus on learning those thinning flakes. Worry about the detail work another time. So this is about the 4th time I've tried this. But as terrible as this is coming out, it's actually probably my most successful time. It's just it's that really different angle than percussion, than direct percussion. I don't know how to explain it. Much more of a downward angle than it is an inward. I don't know, Dave, I hope that maybe helps you with the copper bopper I sent you. I feel like I'm holding this thing more flat, whereas if I was using direct percussion, I'd kind of have an angle. So anyway, if anybody has any advice for me, I would greatly appreciate it. This is pretty rough, and it still needs a lot of shaping on the bottom too, but I'm starting to get hit in the head with rain. So I think I'm going to call this temporarily done. It's not really a good preform yet. Still sort of in that bifacial stage, but check out the flake patterns that we have. So I was really concerned about being able to come all the way across this, but that technique works really well. These edges are a lot thinner than it looks too. It looks thick because the camera's picking up that big giant step right there. But if I was to bring that up there, and you see the actual edge, pretty thin. The point itself is very thick still. It needs to be reduced quite a bit. But really cool. So thank you for joining me, and hope the video wasn't too boring. Like I said, this is not something that I'm great at. I just started it, but really excited to learn more. So till next time, please share, please like, please subscribe, and I hope you're having the best day of your life. This is Paleo Greenbird, signing out.